Hello, I heard you wish to become a pro arms trader like me. So do as I say, and I will show you how to rake in more fat stacks from foreign governments than the Israeli army post 1970, while building the kind of elite tanks that will make President Putin cream for you. Here is how you build your startup as a successful merchant of death. First, enter your name. If you do not know your name, then just enter any random shit, since your illicit trade in arms will require an alias to spoof the authorities sooner or later. Once this is done, step 1 is to click on the administration building. Here you will build the following: maintenance office for reduced building upkeep, fire stations so we don't all burn to death when your highly flammable munitions ignite, construction to build it sooner rather than later, and finally a lobbying office, because a sprinkling of political corruption is grease for the gears of any military-industrial complex. Next, go to the research lab, because no one wants to buy a used gun when you can have the latest model. First, build the fundamentals lab so that your scientists can establish that they are indeed building a tank and not a boat on land. Next, build a breakthrough lab where you can offer prayers to RN Jesus that your tech rush will be boosted. Then choose an ergonomics lab to cram even more scientists into a poorly lit and ventilated research dungeon. Finally, choose either a mobility lab or firepower lab, although I recommend firepower, since the scrub generals of the First World War and interwar thought tank ATN. MG spam was the meta strat, and you can reverse engineer new hull designs from battle captures later on. Now onwards to the production hall, where you will build a sub-assembly line to make Henry Ford jealous of your pro-gamer mass production techniques, followed by a riveting room where we can ensure that crew safety will always be compromised in favor of cutting corners to save time and profit. Next, we are off to the warehouse. Now don't bother yourself about pesky measures like loading safety, as it is for scrubs, and instead pick naval freight and loading speed stations so that we can charge our customers a premium price for express delivery of our weapons of mass murder. The last things we need to build can be found in the design bureau, where you must build functionality, optimization, and localization departments, followed by the compliance office, which you will need to reduce the penalties incurred when you inevitably act like a scrub and overload your suspension with too many whiz-bang MacGuffins and cram your crew in like sardines. Don't forget to choose a technology to research. If you started building the mobility lab, choose firepower for your first and second tech and vice versa. If you really want to min-max, choose a tech that will take 20 days or more to research, as by then your breakthrough lab will have finished, and perhaps RN Jesus may grant you your next technology in a single day. Finally, it's time to design our first tank. Head to the design bureau and cobble together any old thing. I personally prefer a basic bitch design with only a single machine gun, as this will be the fastest to design and have the fewest defects, allowing us to build lots of them and increase our reputation. However, if you are looking for a money maker, build a tank with 1 MG and 1 AT. Once a few days have passed and your design is off the drawing board, head to the production hall and build 30 of your rubbish tanks, then send them to the proving ground, as you can magically fix all those defects in the production bureau later. Do not build any more of these clunkers. Simply wait for your research to finish. Add more engineers to your research lab once the organic mix lab is done, and design a new tank, since the army will already have discovered what a pile of scrap your first model was. Sometime around September you will finally be offered your first contract. You have 31 days to submit your offer to the army, and if they accept, a minimum of 10 days to ship them their tanks from the warehouse. In the middle bottom of the screen is your success score, and for the first contract the army will always accept at around 350. However, this number will rise over time as new competitors join the market. You will probably need to go to the administration building and take out a loan. Make sure to borrow enough for about 1 year or it's a restart due to bankruptcy, as the bank will only offer you a single loan in the release version. Don't forget to restock your raw materials so you have enough to build your second design. Later you will be offered the chance to buy a captured enemy tank by going to the world map, clicking your nation's capital, and choosing trophies and buy. The best tanks in the game are the French Schneider Seer, the German A7V and the French Renault FD. The Schneider CA can even become the first main battle tank as it is versatile enough to be sold in every contract.